You already know something is off. You wake up, you go through the motions, you trade hours for dollars, and somewhere deep inside there is this quiet, uncomfortable feeling that there has to be another way. Not because you are lazy, not because you want to avoid hard work, but because you are smart enough to realize that the system you were handed was never actually designed to make you free. And that feeling, that specific, nagging, almost embarrassing feeling that you have been doing everything right and still ending up exhausted and stuck, that is exactly what this video is about. So stay with me, because what I am about to walk you through has quietly changed the financial trajectory of thousands of ordinary people who had zero experience, zero technical skills, and zero time to spare. Let me paint the picture most people are actually living right now. You are working, maybe full-time, maybe part-time, maybe juggling multiple things at once just to keep the lights on and still feel like you are one unexpected expense away from everything falling apart. The price of everything has gone up. Your salary has not kept pace, and every time you sit down and actually do the math, it does not add up the way it should. You have probably looked into side hustles before. Maybe you tried drop shipping and it felt like running another full-time job with worse margins. Maybe you tried freelancing and realized you just built yourself a boss who was available 24 hours a day. Maybe you looked at trading or crypto and got burned or just got scared. And through all of that searching, through all of those failed attempts and half-started projects, the thing that hurt the most was not losing the money. It was losing the time, because time is the one thing you genuinely cannot get back. Here is the part that most people never get told. Passive income is real. But the version of passive income most people chase is a lie. The version where you do almost nothing and money appears, that is a fantasy. But there is a version in the middle, a model where you put in focused effort up front, and then that effort keeps working for you long after you have stopped. And that middle version, that is what we are talking about today. Specifically, we are talking about faceless YouTube channels. Now before you click away because you think you need to be on camera, need a fancy setup, or need to be some kind of expert, I need you to hear this. You need none of those things. And I am going to prove that to you right now. A faceless YouTube channel is exactly what it sounds like. A channel that publishes video content where no one ever sees your face, no camera pointing at you, no personal brand to maintain, no worrying about your hair, your background, your confidence on screen, just content that delivers value to a specific audience and gets paid for doing it. Here is where the numbers start to get interesting. YouTube pays content creators through something called AdSense. On average, creators earn somewhere between $2 and $20 per thousand views depending on the niche. That might sound small. But consider this. A channel in a topic like personal finance, health, or technology can pull anywhere from 50,000 to 500,000 views per month once it gains traction. Even at the conservative end, that starts to look like real money sitting in your account every single month, without you having to clock in anywhere. And here is the thing about YouTube that most people dramatically underestimate. Videos do not expire. A video you publish today can be found, watched, and monetized 3 years from now. The content you create once keeps generating income indefinitely. That is the compounding power that almost no other business model in the world offers at this scale. Now here is where I want to be completely honest with you about the cost of inaction. Every month you spend not building a channel is a month where that potential income simply does not exist. If a channel at modest scale generates $1,500 a month, and you wait 6 months before starting, that is $9,000 that simply does not happen. And as the channel grows, that number grows with it. The cost of waiting is not abstract. It is concrete, and it compounds in the wrong direction. I want to be clear. This is not for everyone. If you are looking for a magic button, if you are not willing to invest even a few focused hours per week in something that could genuinely change your life, this is probably not your path. But if you are someone who is tired of trading time for money, tired of the ceiling that a salary puts on your potential, and genuinely ready to build something that works while you sleep, then keep watching because we are just getting started. There is a program linked down below in the video description that walks through this entire system in a structured, step-by-step format. It is there for people who want to move faster and with more precision than trying to piece it together from scratch. More on that in a moment. Right now, let me break down exactly how a faceless YouTube channel actually works in practice. Step 1 is picking your niche. This is the most important decision you will make and the one most people get wrong. The temptation is to pick something you are personally passionate about. And passion matters, but what matters more is demand. You need people actively searching for what your channel covers. The best niches combine high search demand with high advertiser value. Personal finance, health and wellness, technology, real estate, self-improvement, business. These are categories where advertisers pay premium rates because the audience has buying power. Step 2 is understanding that you do not need to create content yourself. This is the part that changes everything for people who feel like they are not writers or entertainers. There are entire workflows built around using artificial intelligence tools and human voice actors to produce polished, professional video content at scale. You write or generate a script. That script gets voiced. That voiceover gets paired with relevant visuals. The whole thing gets packaged into a video that looks and sounds like it was produced by a media company. Because it was. Yours. The technology available today has reduced the barrier to entry to almost nothing. What used to require a production team and thousands of dollars in equipment can now be done for the cost of a few software subscriptions per month. Step 3 is consistency and optimization. Here is where the pattern almost always breaks for people who try to do this alone. They publish 2 or 3 videos, see slow initial growth, and quit. But the data is unambiguous. Channels that publish consistently for 90 days almost universally see meaningful growth begin to take hold. The YouTube algorithm rewards consistent publishers. It takes time to understand what your specific audience responds to, but once you find that, the algorithm starts doing the heavy lifting for you. Step 4 is the moment everything shifts. Monetization. YouTube requires 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours before enabling AdSense. For a focus channel, that threshold is typically reached within 3 to 6 months. Once it is crossed, the income starts. And it does not stop when you sleep. It does not stop on weekends. It does not care whether you had a good day or a bad day. It just runs. But here's what most people do not realize until they are already inside this model. AdSense is just the beginning. Channels in almost every niche have additional revenue opportunities layered on top. Sponsorships from brands who want to reach your audience. Affiliate income from recommending products you genuinely believe in. Digital product sales. Course promotions. The average monetized channel in a premium niche earns 3 to 4 times more from these additional streams than from AdSense alone. What started as a $2,000 a month AdSense channel becomes a $6,000 to $8,000 a month business with the right layering. And you still never had to show your face. You still never had to quit your job to get here. You built it in the hours that most people spend scrolling. Now I want to address something directly because I know it is sitting in the back of your mind right now. You might be thinking that you missed the window, that YouTube is too saturated, that the people making money have been doing it for years and there is no room left. That thought is costing you money every single day you believe it. Here is the reality backed by actual data. YouTube has 2 billion logged-in users every single month. 80% of people who use YouTube regularly say they discovered a new brand or channel in the last 12 months. The platform is not shrinking, it is expanding. And AI tools have leveled the playing field in a way that was not possible even 2 years ago. The window is not closed. For people who understand this model right now, in this specific window, the conditions are arguably better than they have ever been. The people who built channels 5 years ago did it without the tools available today. They did it with slower growth, less data, more manual effort. You get to start with everything they learned already built into the system. Think about what your life looks like 12 months from now if you actually do this. You have a channel producing $3,000 to $5,000 per month. That is not your ceiling. That is your floor as the channel continues to compound. That is the car payment gone. That is the credit card debt getting paid down. That is the option to stop taking on extra shifts. That is the feeling, the specific feeling of watching income arrive on a Tuesday morning because something you built is working for you. That feeling is not out of reach. It is not reserved for people who got lucky or knew someone. It is a system, and systems can be learned. The program linked in the video description below takes everything covered in this video and goes exponentially deeper. It maps out the entire journey with the kind of clarity and specificity that removes the guesswork and cuts the timeline dramatically. The people who move on this now, while the tools are underutilized and the competition in key niches is still manageable, are the ones who will be looking back in a year, grateful they did not wait. And the people who bookmark this, who think they will come back to it later, statistically never do. Not because they are not smart or motivated, but because later has a way of becoming never. You already felt something watching this video, that quiet pull toward a different kind of life. Do not scroll past that feeling. Follow it. The link is right there in the description. Take one step today and let the rest of the system do what it is built to do.